Sorry about that. We're back here again, and we're going to do the part 2 of watching YouTube and maybe playing a game. So yeah, let's get into it.
While you're at work? If so, what do? I bet it isn't as crazy as some of the things that you're going to hear about on today's list. I'm Rebecca Felgate, and today we're talking the top 10 jobs that no longer exist. I'm a YouTube host, which is a job that really didn't exist until about 10 years ago. As new jobs keep on being created, some old ones die out as they no longer fit the times. Here are 10 professions that have just stopped advertising. In at number 10, we have a knocker-upper. Okay, so this is not what you think it is. It sounds dubious, but this actually refers to a human alarm clock. The practice was very popular in working-class towns in the UK and Ireland in the 1800s up until the mid-1900s.
For real. But wait. Would that not be able to work? Because if they don't get up on time, and then the other job thing won't get up on time. Yeah, what if the knocker-upper have to get up and knocker-upper? For a job, I don't know.
Knocker-uppers were people that used to have long sticks to knock on windows and often whistles to wake people up so they were on time for work. I mean, to be totally honest, the struggle must have been really, really real before alarm clocks existed. So, these persistent fellows made sure that those who needed to be up were up. Unfortunately for them, the practice started to die out in the 1940s and 50s as alarm clocks became common practice in the home. Now, physical alarm clocks are pretty much over too, with the invention of phones that have that capability. In at number 9, we have a pin setter. Pin setters were the poor souls that had to brave big, heavy balls coming to crush them as they reset the 10 pins at a bowling alley. This job was usually a low-paid position taken up by teenage boys, although there was one huge benefit. Often, the lads that worked this job were allowed to bowl for free. Pretty sweet if you're a kid that just wants to bowl. As automatic pin setters were introduced, the job slowly died out between the 1950s and the 1970s. Next up, we have an absolute Victorian classic. Coming in at number 8, we have the chimney sweep. While you can still pay companies to come and clean your chimney, the classic chimney sweep job, as it was popularised in literature by Oliver Twist, no longer exists. The chimney sweep that comes to mind is actually the main sweep's apprentice, a climbing boy as they were known. These were children as young as 4 years old who were tasked with climbing up a narrow chimney shaft to clear blockages. This would stop the chimneys from blowing smoke into a room, so it was kind of important. This kind of practice was happening up until the late 19th century when concerns were raised over the amount of children dying on the job. Often they'd get trapped, suffocate, or be scorched from a lit fire. Soot was then collected and sold on, with the boys cleaning around 5 fireplaces a day. A practice of hardening was used by their masters, who would purposefully burn their knees and elbows, then rub them with a strong brine using a brush. This basically stopped them getting more easily hurt on the job, slowing down work. In at number 7, we have a lamp lighter. Back when streets were lit by candlelight and gas lamps, lamp lighters were employed to light and extinguish them. Lamp lighters would usually...
People would use these sticks that were on fire and lift it all the way up there. And there would be a candle wax that would last all night long. I don't know how they blew it out though. Who knows?
Light the streetlights with a wick on a long stick at dusk and then extinguish the flames at dawn. They would also carry out maintenance on the lights, making sure candles or the gas was replaced. These days, almost all street lighting is generated by electricity, so we no longer have a need for this profession. In at number 6, it would have been a great job for me at the time, we have a town crier. Hear ye, hear ye. That's what they say. Town criers used to be people who would ring a bell in a town or city centre and declare the news to all that would listen. These were the main sources of communication and information for townsfolk and the government. At this time, most people couldn't read, so they needed to hear the news. For example, if the King of England had a child, a town crier would ring his bell and announce it in the street to rapturous applause. The same would go for information regarding taxes or town notices, such as reminders not to urinate in the river the day before water was collected to make beer. Good times. Those were the days. These days they do still exist for traditional festivals and occasions, but they aren't a proper salaried job.
Let's go out here. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna actually, I'm not good geometry dash. So no hate. I'm kind of good, okay. But I don't have the full version yet. I don't have the full version yet. I'm gonna get it soon, hopefully, maybe not soon. And I'm gonna try to post often, but not on school days, because it's school and I have homework. Some days I can't post it because of school, like the past year I haven't been able to. Yeah. This will be, hopefully, maybe not part 2. But if it's going to be, then I'm trying. And if you guys haven't passed this part, let me know down there where you can chat to me. And then tell me if you have passed it, or if you want to get it, or if you don't have it. And if you do have it, never play it, I recommend you doing it. No, it's the first time ever. Okay, I'll play one more time. We're doing this again. And then in the other one, it's like fire. And if you have that one, tell me which one you have. I'll show you. So is this one, and then there's this one. This one I finished. There's this thing called auto rap. You can listen to raps on it. Let's listen to one. I love this rap. Listen.
Tell me what I wanna give for a life like this. So I'm gonna look quick like this, fuck around with a fight like this, take a hike like this. So I might just, I don't know, reinvention, that's my intention. One soul, not sure that's a certain dimension. That's not to mention my true ascension. It's a bigger picture, no metaphor, I'm being real with ya. But it will hit you like goddamn. Going handful of all of them. In a spaceship, I'm in another system so futuristic. But back on Earth, everybody's bitching. I've been in the kitchen, living my life, no inhibition. Life to death with no intermission. All the good bucks say we all the same, and we kill each other, but it's all in vain. And we all to blame. Can't see the picture on the side of frame. Real talk, I wanna grip the grain and just ride with you. Build a family, then die rich. You wanna get to heaven, I'ma come and get you. Sit back and really get this picture. This life, yeah, don't hate away. Hard times never stayed away. But one thing I know, day to day is I'ma do something for a fade away. Yo, fade away.
Yeah, he just had extra stuff in. And then there's
Like this video if you hate Trump. I'm not saying if I hate Trump, but I do hate Trump. Oh, sorry. I do hate Trump because he's making a ban. What's a ban? Don't know. I hate Trump. Like this video if you hate Trump, because I hate Trump.
let's see the recent ones. No hate ones, but
Hola, me llamo Jonathan y soy el papá de toda.
I'll show you the beats. Okay, there's Rockabye. And then in that club. No.
it's Kitten Cat, and I gotta tell you something. Like this rap if you hate Trump. If you hate Trump, then like this rap. You hate Trump.
Like if you like this one better.
Tell me what I wanna give for a life like this. So I'm gonna away quite like this. Fuck around with a fight like this. Take a hype like this. So I might just, I don't know, reinvention. That's my intention. One soul, not sure that's a third dimension. That's not to mention my true ascension. It's a bigger picture, no metaphor, I'm being real with ya. But
This one's very terrible. So like if you hate that one, okay? Like if you like this one.
tell me what I wanna give for a life like this. So I'm gonna away quite like this. Fuck around with a fight like this. Take a hype like this. So I might just, I don't know, reinvention. That's my intention. One soul, not sure that's a third dimension. That's not to mention my true ascension. It's a bigger picture, no metaphor, I'm being real with ya. But it will hit you like